Matthew Thebeau. We are both out of the 65th class. That's when we met back in 2006. He was a character. He was the class clown, basically. He was very upbeat all the time, really. He got along with everybody. You didn't ever see him in a bad mood or anything like that. He was a motivator in our class. He actually pushed himself very hard. He challenged himself to beat the record on the mile and a half, and he did. And I think he still has it at 8:08 in a mile and a half. Very good guy, a joker. He was 100% all the time, full speed. I know he got into this job because of his uncle Martin, and he actually looked up to him, and that's what he followed in his footsteps to be a police officer. Yeah, I got a lot of them. Matt actually was my best man in my wedding. So one of the funniest moments was that when he was toasting us. And again, didn't know all these people at the wedding, because at that point I've only known him almost 2 years, and he lit up the area, the place with his jokes as he was toasting, and so that's one of our biggest memories of him. I think the last meal that my wife had with him, we discussed middle names for our firstborn. And what I did is I named my first kid Matthew. His middle name is Matthew, so just to remember him by. This kid out in Annabelle that outran him. And so somebody came up to him and said, "You're not so fast with all that equipment on, right?" And so a few weeks later, he ran into the same kid, and again he chased him, and this time he caught him. And so that was something that he was kind of pumped up about, that he actually caught this kid, And so yeah, that was one of the stories going around back then. For people that don't know him, I think I would like them to know that he was 110% every single time. He loved this job. He challenged himself, and he would challenge you. He would bring that out in people. Just being around him, you wanted to be at where he was at, at his level. He was just one of those guys that you wanted to be like. And I think that just being around him brought that out in people. And I think that's one of those things that they need to know, that he was always 110%. He loved this job, and this is what he wanted to do. You know what? We think about him every day. Every day I come to work, I pass by where his accident was, and every day we have a frame up in our living room with his pictures, and we still miss him.